Welcome back to Income Trading 101. Today is Wednesday, April the 21st, 2021. Wanted to take a look at NEO. NEO has obviously risen in the ranks lately as far as market cap goes, and it's had quite an impressive March, an impressive year, like many of these coins. So want to, let's see, take it back as far as we can because it's been around for a bit. I mean, not many of these have this kind of history. So we can go all the way back to 2016, see how it rose up. We had a high all the way of $149.30 back in early 2018, and it took the tumble. And now we've got a it's had a couple of high days. It had really a spiking day, and now it's back trading in that $100 range, halfway, really 50% away from its let's see, its all-time high. Let me go back here and see. There we go. Really want to stretch that out a little bit, make sure I'm giving the correct high. 178. I was wrong. I was hovering over the wrong day. We had a high of, oh, there we go. There's the high. $201.134. So we are at half that right now. Wow, that's pretty significant. We'll take a look here in a minute at little Fibonacci retracement too, and have some fun with this one. But for now, let's get rid of this volume and go ahead and take a look at the moving averages and see if there's anything for us to see in what's been going on with this one lately. So let's go ahead and change this. We're going to do the 10-day. I should set this up and to make it automatic, but I like walking it through for those of you who are new to the channel or just want to kind of get a better sense of manipulating trading view. It's fairly simple. I like to use the 10-day, the 20, and the 60, even though cryptocurrency trades 24/7. So, of course, right now we've got a bullish market, bullish pattern rather, in the daily. I imagine when we go to the lower time frames, it should be giving us a more bearish indication. So, and sure enough, at the 1 hour, you have the 10 and 20 very close, but still the 10 is less than the 20 by about, let's see, as of right now, about 40 cents. So 10-day or 10 period is less than the 20, which is less than the 60. That's definitely a bearish indication. Same, all three moving averages are in line when it goes down to the 30-minute. And we'll just take a look at the 15 just for thoroughness. And that's even more definitive given the spacing that they have apart from one another. So this appears to be heading a little bit lower at each of the lower time frames. Obviously not at the daily, given the how high these 2 days, April the 18th and April the 19th, really got. So just a couple of days ago, it hit more near-term highs. But that's why I also pull as much data and look at as much data as possible, because if I were to just look at this, I would think, oh man, that's a new high. And the truth of it is, we've seen $200 days or a $200 day in this coin back in the past. So let's go ahead and move to the MACD and see if we're going to get any other information out of the momentum. And for those of you who haven't subscribed to the channel, if you would, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I love making these videos, and definitely enjoy the comments and seeing the subscriptions grow. So thank you so much for watching. All right, so in true fashion, you guys have heard me say this before, when the price action kind of goes sideways, the MACD doesn't really add a whole lot of value. And then it did go ahead and cross and go much higher, but it's been in the positive for quite a while. I like to see crossovers and then see it change either from positive to negative or negative to positive. The positive is when we are overbought. Negative tends to indicate oversold. So when it's negative, you look to buy. When it's positive, you look to sell. Let's take this down to a lower time frame, get a better look. So closer look, we had a crossover back on the 19th, so just 2 days ago, and it did go slightly negative before a crossover went barely positive, hovered around the zero line, which is where it is right now. I definitely do not see this as a buy or a sell indication at the 1 hour. Let's look at the 30-minute and see if it's any clearer. So we've had some crossovers as buys, but again, the main has been this sell that happened even back here on the 20th, the crossover here. But there's not much separation between this and this crossover and the zero line. So I really don't put much stock in it. I want it to be bold and vibrant. Like this here, this cross in the 15-minute, which would have been a buy signal, would have looked to buy when both lines went positive. Of course, that would have led to a negative, a sell-off. So we had a sell-off here. As I look at this indicator has not been very helpful. Certainly hasn't given us a big enough move or a big enough difference to be able to trade off of for quite a while. Aside from maybe this little crossover earlier today, but I like to see crossover patterns that support the general trade that's happening, and this is clearly heading lower today. So this buy would have actually been a retracement, and then it's heading lower. So I don't find the MACD to be very useful. Maybe you guys see something different, but it's not useful for my style. I do want to, like I mentioned earlier, take just a closer look at the retracement that has happened. So let's go ahead and look at our little Fibonacci retracement. We're going to go from the top here all the way to the low. I'm just going to drag it across. So this helps to put the move in context, right? We've gone on this rally up, we've gone more than 61.8% of the previous move. And what's interesting is for us to get any real value out of some of this, we're going to have to understand where we are relative to these past levels. Ultimately, want to see if there's any kind of strength or weakness that's happening. So right now, we're sitting right in an area. We're sitting right on top of that 50% retracement level, or just below it. So the 50% is 102, and right now we're trading at $100. So we're right around there. This could end up playing a bit of resistance or support, just depending on how these next few days go. I want to see what that price range looked like back in 2018. And certainly you could say, okay, well, things are different now than they were then. And there's some truth to that, but this is still a level that didn't exactly play support or resistance here, but it's just a little bit lower than that would have been support levels. So $97 range, maybe 98. So we're right around there now. We'll see if NEO's price can bounce off of this, or if it's going to fall on below it. Again, when I look at these, I try to be about as indifferent or unbiased as possible. It's the only way to get any real value out of technical analysis, because otherwise you'll start to see what you want to see, and that gets a little tricky. So yeah, very interesting to have us right around that level. We'll see if we end up bouncing off of it and going higher possibly, or if it's time for this one to pull back a little bit. But, you know, it's important to know the support and resistance levels. So keeping an eye on this sort of $98 range, $97.90, $98. That is the 50% retracement of the last move. We've already crossed it. We've come back down to it, right near it, and I'm just waiting to see if this pops. So if we do pop, I would in the near term expect a full retestment of this recent high, and if it goes much beyond that, I would definitely be looking for a full retracement of this previous high. So so many of the tokens and coins right now have made new highs, but when you look at them relative to when you look at this relative to where it's been, this is not a new high, obviously. I'd love to compare it too, if you guys don't mind. I'm going to do a quick comparison. I'm just going to add a little BTC on top of this just to get a sense. Sometimes I hate how they toss this in. There we go. It's hard to get a sense, but, you know, obviously there's been a major pullback. It's not going to let me. Then a major pullback in Bitcoin as well. I was hoping to be able to get a better look, maybe there, a better look at how this coin is let's see, let me stretch this out. Sorry. The problem is it's giving me some challenges. There we go. Let's see if we can do it. Come on, Bitcoin. Anyway, I wanted to see how the Bitcoin pullback was going to appear relative to this pullback here. Obviously, on a percentage basis, the last 2 months, this coin is blown. I mean, it's gone crazy. So I'm gonna get rid of this Bitcoin piece. I mean, look at this. Let's just say 2021, this thing was trading for $14.37, and right now we're sitting at $100. That's, I mean, what, almost 7x? If I did the math right, about 7x. So not bad. Bitcoin, by comparison, I believe at the turn of the year was trading in the 40s. So it's had a nice 50% move higher, and then we're off right now. But some of these other coins have truly outperformed. So definitely it's worth it to be aware of all of the other options in crypto land. A lot of the retail guys only see Ethereum and Bitcoin, but there's a lot going on, obviously. So hey, if this is one of the coins that you trade yourself, let me know. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear it. I'm not familiar with this blockchain much at all, but I'm going to be taking a closer look here, especially with this sitting near it, that 50% retracement. I think it's a very interesting level. We'll see if it holds or what's coming. And of course, technical analysis. The goal is just understanding where price action is today relative to where it's been, and seeing if we can get any sort of an indication as to where it's going. I would draw an upward trending channel, but we blew through it here anyway. This would have been a nice little sideways channel, but we pulled on out of it and then just ran. So much going on here. If it's one of the things that you trade, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Definitely subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. And as usual, happy trading.